I'm sure I said a dozen times I wish she was dead. I wish she just wouldn't come on. I wish she'd overdose. And I probably meant it when I said it.
This is Ruby Evans. She is 45 years old, the owner of a small flower shop in Valdosta, Georgia, and she is sitting in this room because her stepdaughter, Sunday Blombergh, has vanished.
And I ask for the same respect as well. But that respect is this: we don't lie to each other. We're honest about everything, okay? We are here today about one thing, and that's Sunday Blombergh, okay? Blombergh. Somebody's got to be a voice for her.
What Ruby is about to give this agent, over the next hour, is a story of Sunday's drug use, of dirty needles, of a granddaughter neglected in the next room. She will insist she was not there. She will insist she did not do it. And then she will say one sentence that changes the shape of everything.
And he says, "What are you going to do, Mom?" I said, "Well, I feel bad for Herman." I said, "Because obviously he did this for me." I said, "I can't turn him in because Herman loves me. That's why he did it."
Ruby Evans does not know that her son has already told investigators what she said to him at a hamburger stand. She does not know her husband has been talking to strangers. And she does not know that the agent across the table has been on this case from the beginning. Sunday Blombergh was a young mother. She had a daughter named Isabella, Izzy, a little girl who slept in her grandmother's room instead of her own, because her own room was full of needles. Sunday's addiction had swallowed everything by the spring of 2010. Her ability to work, her ability to parent, her ability to be in a room without a syringe. By late May, Sunday was gone. Her body was never recovered. Her husband Herman was talking. Her son-in-law Theo was talking. And on May 26, 2010, at 4:55 p.m., the woman who had raised Sunday's daughter walked into a small interview room at Little Alex County Sheriff's Office and sat down across from Special Agent Sean Edgar of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. The agent already knows three things Ruby does not. He knows Herman has been telling people what happened. He knows Theo has told him about a hotshot, 3 bags of cocaine bought to Overdose Sunday months earlier. And he knows Ruby has already talked to other detectives, to doctors at a psychiatric facility called Greenleaf, and to family. Every one of those accounts is missing pieces.
All right, Ruby. My name is Sean Edgar. I'm an agent with GBI, and it is good to meet you. Now, you know why we're here today, right? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to sit down and talk. Now, what I do is, of course, I've been in law enforcement for 20 years, and I've been with the Bureau for about 13 or 14 years, and now I do what I do, okay? I've worked all these kind of cases that you'll ever want to work, but now I sit down with folks and talk to them because I like to talk to folks. Now, we're going to talk about a lot, and I know this is hard on you, but guess what? This is hard on a lot of folks, okay? I'm here today for one thing, and one thing only, and that is the total truth. Now, there's been a lot of days where the truth just wasn't said all the way through.
Right.
My job is to help you.
I'm already going there.
You're already doing what?
I'm already going there.
I understand, and I understand that you are, okay? But this is one thing that I want you to know. I don't care what you've told anybody else. I care what you tell me, okay? And the reason being is this. Most folks, when they're first interviewed, or interviewed a second, third, fourth, or fifth time, don't tell it all. My job is to get everything, and I do a good job doing it. Now, the way I was raised, Ruby, was to treat people the way I'm treating you right now, and that's with respect. And that's the only way I know how to treat folks, is with respect, okay? Now, how old are you?
45.
45. You're just a little bit older than I am, but guess what? That little bit deserves respect. But respect is this, and I ask for the same respect as well, but that respect is this: we don't lie to each other. We're honest about everything, okay? We are here today about one thing, and that's Sunday Blombergh, okay? Blombergh. Somebody's got to be a voice for her, and I need your help, okay? I need your help today. I don't care if it's good, bad, or indifferent. I want to hear it, and I want to hear it all from you, okay? So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe the slate clean. I don't care what Mark's told me, because, like I said, I don't care what you told them. I care what you tell me. Okay.
Okay, but
Now,
how far back do you want it?
Well, we're gonna go there.
Agent Edgar's job today is to find the pieces. This is Agent Edgar's opening move, not a question, but a foundation. He is establishing that Ruby is competent to speak, that she is not impaired, that everything from this moment forward is being said by a rational adult of her own free will. Notice what he doesn't do. He doesn't press. He doesn't accuse. He hasn't even asked about Sunday yet. He is watching her baseline.
Everything I do is recorded, and it's fair for you, the person sitting in that chair, okay? Because I'm not going to do anything that's not fair. But I do want the truth, okay? And you know that, okay? Now, your last name is Evans, is that correct? And Ruby is your first name, with an Y.
Okay.
What is your middle name?
A-N-N-E.
Okay. Okay, what is this a cell number or a home number? One? Okay. I don't need your work number, I don't think.
Well, I own the business, I mean.
Flower shop?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Ruby, this first form that I want to go with you is a consent form. Now, I know you're here. I know you consent to be here, but I'm still going to go over the form, okay? Another form that we're going to go over with, and I understand that you don't have your glasses, but I'm going to read everything word for word for you, is your rights, okay? I'm at a sheriff's office, so anytime I'm at a sheriff's office, I advise people their rights. I also want to go over suitability. Now, you're a young lady, and you look like you're in good health, but I don't know that for a fact, so I need to ask you some questions about your health, okay? So let's go into this together. It says here that you're voluntarily consenting to take this polygraph examination. Is that true?
Yes.
And that's if we even have to take the test, okay? B, it states you consent to allow me to place these components on your person for the purpose of the examination, okay? C, it says you certify to the best of your knowledge you're in good mental and physical condition.
I'm a nervous wreck.
I understand that, and I would be too.
Besides
Okay. You're not aware of any physical or mental condition or ailment that you have which might be impaired or aggravated by taking this test. Is that true?
It's true.
Okay. D, it states you understand that all the information obtained or divulged during this examination process, as well as the results, will be released only to you. Okay. You deserve to know, and you're going to know today how you do on this examination. But also the GBI is going to know about it because I represent the GBI. Mark Pro is an agent with GBI. Steve Turner, the other guy that you saw. Graham Rusk is a GBI agent. So they're going to know about it, okay? Tift County Sheriff's Office is going to know about it because Jason Barber works for Tift County Sheriff's Office. And any other investigative agency involved in this case. Now, you've seen a bunch of them, okay? You've seen ATF and this, but that could be the DA.
I've never seen ATF.
Okay, you never have, okay. E states you understand that all or any portion of this examination can be monitored, okay, and I do record.
Right.
And F, it states you realize that you can terminate this examination at any time. That is your right, okay? If you understand all that, Ruby, certify it by sign there for me, please, ma'am. What farm school did you get, Ruby?
Not the grade, but then I took college courses afterwards.
So you've got your GED?
No, I lied my way through that, but
Pardon me?
I lied my way through it, but they didn't require it. And then the school went bankrupt, so that doesn't even count.
Okay, let's go over this together. It says today's date is May 26, 2010. It's about 4:55 p.m. and we're at the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office. It says your name is Ruby Evans and you're 45 years old. Your address is 4195 Bemis Road in Valdosta, Georgia. It says you completed the 9th grade plus some college, even though we skipped the GED, and you told me about that, but that's what you've completed. It further states that you know that Sean Edgar, which is myself, is a special agent with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Now, earlier you told me that you could read and write.
Yes.
And that you were not, you're not under the influence of any alcohol or drugs, right? Okay. I'm advising you that, number one, you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that? Number two, anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that? That is a yes, right?
Yes.
3, it states you have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand that? Yes. 4, it states if you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand that? And 5, it states you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or to make any statements. Do you understand all that? Okay.
Yes.
It says you understand your rights. Have these rights in mind. You will now talk about the disappearance of Sunday Blombergh. Okay? That's why we're here. Okay? It says you have not been threatened. You have not been promised anything. And you have not been forced in any way to answer any questions or to make any statements. Is all that true and correct?
It's true and correct.
Okay. Take my pen if you will. Put your initials beside each one of these lines, signifying that I read them to you and that you understand them. And then I read them to you and that you understand them. And then if you'll talk to me, sign right there for me, okay? Do you need a jacket?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I have hot flashes.
You sound like my wife.
I need tissue.
Okay, let me go get you some tissue. How about that? All right. What's your pocketbook's not in here?
No, it's in the other room.
Do you need it? You have money and stuff in there?
No.
Okay.
He cleaned me out.
Your medical history. I want to know what kind of shape you're in, okay? How would you describe your health today? Is
I'm
it
healthy.
okay?
I have upper respiratory infection. That's it. I'm healthy.
When was the last time you went to the doctor and why?
Shingles, I think.
How long ago was that?
No. Bone spurs. I have bone spurs in my neck.
How long ago was that?
About a month. No. All right. It was a little over a month.
Okay. What medication are you taking on a daily basis?
I take I don't know the names of them because they just started giving them to me.
What are they for?
One's Mobic for my hip. I have arthritis. And for my neck. I take Soma when I need it.
What's that for? Sleeping or something?
No, it's for my neck.
Okay. Is all that pain medicine or
Just
inflammation?
the Soma is the anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
But it's I don't take it every day.
Okay.
I just take that whenever. He gave me Klonopin. I'm supposed to take 4 a day, but I only take 1 or 2.
Glonigan?
Klonopin. It's for my nerves. And then there's 2 other pills, but I don't know what they are. He wrote them down, though. Mark Pro did.
Okay.
I don't know what they are because
What are they for?
I don't take them because they knock me out.
What are they for?
They're for my nerves.
Okay. But you've taken your Glonopin?
Yeah, I take it twice a day.
When did you last take that?
I took one when I was in the room with Mark.
Okay.
No, I didn't. He said, no, I took it like a half an hour before you got there.
So a couple hours ago?
Yeah.
All right. Any drugs or alcohol last 24 hours?
Probably had a beer last night.
What time was that?
10:30, 11 o'clock.
No drugs?
No, I don't do drugs.
Go to your doctor for any nerve problems, psychiatrist or anything?
I just got out of Greenleaf.
Okay. What's the worst physical problem you ever had?
Worst physical problem I ever had? Shingles or my neck one, I don't know. It's kind of neck and neck.
Now, this is kind of a crazy question, but how do you feel today about being here? You already told me you were nervous, but other than that...
I'm next. I'm glad that it's over. because I love her family.
I've been told that. I've been told that. Go ahead.
And I'm still scared.
And I know you're scared, but we're going to get everything out on the table today, okay? How much sleep did you get last night, Ruby?
5 or 6 hours.
It's pretty much normal here recently, isn't it? Any ulcers, heart problems, asthma, blood pressure problems, breathing problems, epilepsy, fainting? Any sharp pains today?
My stomach, but it's just...
So no sharp pains?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your occupation is a business owner, right?
Yeah.
So what college did you go to?
PTC Career Institute in Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
They went bankrupt and never filed my papers.
Well, that didn't help you at all, did it?
No.
No military?
No. I was raised in Navy brat, though.
So I've been involved in this case about from the beginning. Not every day, but I've been involved. I've met a bunch of your family members, okay? I've met your son. I've met Herman. I'm here for one thing, and that's about Sunday, okay? But the way I was raised was that I care about the people that I deal with. You're sitting in that chair. I see nothing but pain in your eyes, okay? And I care about you. Now, you may not believe that, but I'm going to tell you right now, that's the way I was raised.
I believe you. And just sometimes I don't know if I deserve it or not.
Well, you do deserve it, okay? I can tell you right now, Theo was sitting right there crying in front of me, okay? And, yeah, you deserve it. You deserve it. I want to go back. I want you to tell me what's happened. And listen to me. This is the way I go. My job is to cleanse your heart. The reason I do that is because if I give you an examination later on and it's not cleansed and you have not told me everything, I'm going to see it. Okay? Now, I know you've gone through this before, and I've looked at that, and it was chicken. Okay?
I don't know what that means.
It just wasn't that good. Not because of the gentleman, but because of the situation. You had a lot going on. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's been going on.
Start where?
Start with a month before Sunday disappeared.
Watch what happens now. Ruby is not asked, "Did you do it?" She is not asked, "Where is Sunday?" She is asked to tell her own story from a month before. And once she starts talking, she keeps talking.
She's really, really strung out on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Worse than I've ever seen her. And I've seen her bad. She was prostituting, picking up strangers. She had drug people come into my house to drop off drugs in the middle of the night. She'd meet them out the back window. I mean, just everything that could be, she was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
There were dirty needles laying all over the house. Izzy would sleep with me every day, and she would tell me when Mama was doing in. It's nothing nice, or in, which is nothing nice with needles.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd say, we're going to stay in here. Because Mama either didn't speak to us or she'd stay in the bathroom and she'd just shoot up all night. We didn't go in the bathrooms in the bedroom because she'd leave the needles out.
Mm-hmm.
And Izzy knew what her Mama was doing. And so I kept her in the room with me and I fed her and I took care of her. I hated her. I hated her.
Hey, what she was doing?
And what she did to Izzy, because Izzy would tell me things.
Was she bringing danger into the house too?
She had Izzy take pictures of her naked so she could send them to somebody else. And Izzy had seen her shooting up drugs. Izzy seen her having sex with more than one person.
That was before she came to y'all's house, right?
Mm-hmm. And I hated everything about it. She dressed her like I just hated the way she treated her daughter.
And you love Izzy.
I adore Izzy.
She is your life. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And let me tell you right now, Izzy loves you too. And you know it. All right, let's keep going.
I called DFAX. No, I talked to 2 people I know on the police department. And I told they knew what was going on. And I told them, I said, I can't stand it anymore. They were going to have Rocky Carter get in touch with me. He's a drug task force guy. And watch her and arrest her for what she was doing. He never got in touch. Finally, I said, okay, I'm going to DFAX because it's got to stop because it's just insane. And it's ruining Izzy, and I was afraid she was going to grow up and do the same stuff. So I went to DFAX, and Mike Rebel, he was one of the police officers, he said, wait, give me one more day. If he doesn't call you, you do what you got to do. So the next morning I went to the sheriff's department and I waited for Rocky Carter, and I told him, I want to speak to him. I'm not leaving until I speak to him. And I told him everything. And I told him I got pictures on discs. I've got pictures on my cell phone. I mean, Izzy had already talked to the DFAX worker and told the DFAX worker what she'd seen and what she knew, and she knew more than I thought she knew. But she didn't want to get her mom in trouble. And the DFAX people told me that they could not do anything. They couldn't charge her with neglect because I was taking care of Isabella, so basically their hands were tied. And I just thought, this is the way it's going to be. And every time Sunday I would fight about her drugs and her needles everywhere and the blood on the socks, blood everywhere. And she didn't clean it up, and she was a pig. And I hate saying it all because I do love Sunday.
You hated what she was doing. I understand.
So Rocky Carter got in touch with the DFAX lady. She got in touch with me. We were working this out. I'm sure probably a dozen damn times I told my husband over the phone, because he only came home on weekends, and him and Sunday hated each other as far as I knew. And I told him, I said, I just can't fucking stand it anymore, but I can't take it. I said, it just pisses me off. She'll walk in the room and she won't even speak to Isabella, and she'll run straight to her bedroom and start doing drugs. She won't ask Izzy if she was hungry. She wouldn't feed her. She wouldn't bathe her. She didn't care.
Just a dysfunctional mom.
She didn't. The only time she liked Izzy was if somebody was there and she would look how pretty my little girl is. And she'd keep Izzy out of school to keep her company. And I'd say, ask Izzy, because Sunday's hands were swollen so bad from shooting up drugs. I said, baby, I said, what'd you do today? And she goes, nothing. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Because her mom had her
doing chores for her.
Because she couldn't pick up anything. And she would sit with her hands on the pillows because she'd shot up so much they were swollen and oozing. And I couldn't stand it. And she's telling me they were cigarette burns or grease burns. She told her boss at the place where she worked that it was allergies, and she'd also told me they were from shooting up. But her feet were like that. Everything was like that. She was oozing from everywhere. She'd have Izzy call me and tell me she was overdosing. She thought she was going to die. Would I hurry up and come home?
She had Izzy call you.
Yep. And I said, put your mom on the phone. And so she put her mom on the phone, and Sunday says, I think I did too much. She says, I feel like my house is about to explode. I'm going to die. I said, I'll be there in a minute. And I kept thinking, I wish the fuck she would just overdose. And it's bad.
You were tired of it.
And I didn't want Izzy to be there to see it, but I really just, I don't want Izzy to grow up. So when I talked to my husband, I told him, I said, I'm so fucking sick of it, I can't stand it. And he says, I'll be there to help this weekend. Well, when he came home, he bought Coke from her.
I heard about it.
I told him, I said, get your shit and get the fuck out. I mean...
Because he wasn't helping matters.
He was not helping, but I mean, how's it going to look when I take her to court to take custody of her child from her if she's buying dope for my husband? And the same thing happened with my son. And I kicked him out, and all I kept thinking is, why does Sunday think I'm going to kick everybody out, but I'll let her blatantly in my house, in my shop, shoot up? And it's because she had Izzy and she knew I'd let her do it.
Because it was a nexus.
I'm sure I said a dozen times, I wish she was dead. I wish she just wouldn't come home. I wish she'd overdose.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably meant it when I said it too.
Right there, one sentence. I didn't think he was going to kill her. Ruby has just introduced the pronoun he into a monologue about her stepdaughter's addiction. She has just told a state investigator that someone she knows killed Sunday. And she has done it without being asked.
Tell me, let's back up just a minute. What did you tell Herman? What did you tell Herman?
What do you mean, what did I tell him?
When you said that you discussed it, you tired of this, this and that. What did you tell him about Sunday?
About the drugs. He knew because every time we would talk, I'd tell him. And I've been sick of the drugs. I was sick of it. And he kept saying, and I don't mean kept like repetitively, but like whenever we would talk, if I would get on the subject of Sunday, I can take care of it. I can take care of it. I'm like, you're right, bullshit. No. And 2, 3, 4 weekends he comes, he goes, they friendly, they're getting along, everything's fine. And that last weekend he came to the store, and he walked in the front door and he says, come up here and talk to me. And I never go up front and talk to him unless he's trying to be secret. And he says, do you still think you could handle it if I said I did it? No, do you still think you could handle it if she was gone? I said, hell yeah. He said, she's gone. I said, you're a fucking liar. Because I didn't believe him.
What day was this, the 22nd?
Yep.
Keep going.
May 22. 4 days before Ruby sits in this room, she is telling Agent Edgar that her husband walked into her flower shop, asked if she could handle it if Sunday was gone, and she said, hell yeah. Notice she doesn't say she was shocked. She doesn't say she told him no. She says she called him a liar.
Keep going. You didn't believe it. You're a fucking liar. Go ahead.
And I'm sorry about the language.
Don't worry about it. I can understand it.
I said, you're a liar. I went in back, finished the day. Izzy and me and the school secretary, her name's Gloria, we went and had pizza and goofed off, and I was kind of nervous about going home because I didn't know
if he was being honest.
Right. And when I got home, there was no signs of nothing. So I thought, okay, he's bullshitting me again, but I don't care. Well, me and Izzy crawled in bed, got to bed, went to sleep, did her tea.
Let me stop you for just a minute, okay? Because there are a few things that I know.
Okay.
When you got there to the house, there was no signs of what?
Of he had killed her.
Okay. What had you cleaned up?
There was no blood in her bedroom.
What did you clean up?
A pillow in her bedroom. But that wasn't that day. That was the next day.
What did you clean up in the house?
That's what I'm saying. There was a bloody pillow in her room.
Okay. Have a bunch of blood? A little bit of blood?
Well,
pretty good bit of blood?
It was a pretty good bit of blood.
Okay. Where was the pillow at?
In her bedroom.
On her bed? On the floor? Somewhere
on the floor.
Else? So what did you see with the pillow? When you examined it? When you examined the pillow, what did you see?
Blood.
Any holes in it?
No.
All you saw was blood?
Yeah.
Okay. So you and Izzy go to bed, and then what happens?
Me and Izzy went to bed that night before the pillow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I went to bed, still didn't think, because she could have been passed out in her bedroom. But
Did you not go in there and check?
I never went and checked on her.
Okay.
But especially after what he said, I didn't
You were kind of scared to go in there.
want to go check, you know. And so we went to bed, and I laid there. I looked at his, and I kept thinking, if he really did this, what I just did to her. And so I just sat there for a while, stared at her, thought about what it was going to be like for her. And so the next morning I went and checked, and I was still scared to look in her bedroom. But there was a rug in the kitchen that's usually in front of the refrigerator, and it was moved.
Mm-hmm.
Like you dragged somebody past there. And I put the rug back. I'm still looking around and there's nothing. And this is all before I wake up busy because I don't want her to see anything, if there is anything. And I finally went in her bedroom. And you kind of have to know what her bedroom looks like to know that it takes a little bit to know if anything's out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and I didn't see anything at all. So,
Nothing out of the ordinary.
no, because, well, her bedroom was
Disarray.
piles and piles of stuff. And I really didn't see anything. So I still thought he was lying. But I was still scared because she wasn't there. So that day when I got home, I went in there and Izzy was in the bedroom watching videos in my room or doing something. I don't know what the hell she was doing. I went in her bedroom and I looked. He said,
A rug moved out of place, a bloody pillow on a bed, a husband who told her exactly where to look, and Ruby, who says she didn't believe him, went to look anyway.
What did he tell you he did? Tell me this
to
one.
clean it.
What did he tell you he did to her?
He said he shot her in the head.
Okay. With what?
He didn't say with what. A gun.
Okay, did he eventually give you a gun?
No.
Did he hide a gun?
He threw it away, but yeah. But I never saw it, and I don't know what kind.
Okay. So he told you that he went in her room and shot her?
No, he said he did it on the couch.
So tell me what he told you he did.
He said he went to her on the couch, and he shot her in the head. And then, she didn't die. And so, he stuck a knife in her.
So he stuck a knife in her heart? And then what happened?
He put her in the bedroom, in her bedroom. And then that's when he came to the store and told me it's done.
Okay, so when you're in the bedroom, what do you see? And that, with that knowledge.
The second time, I was looking and I didn't see. I was expecting to see like a huge puddle of blood or something somewhere. There wasn't. And I looked around on the floor and there's nothing. And you have to be careful in a room still because there's uncapped dirty needles.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up her pillow to move it, and that's when I saw it.
So there was a spot of blood on the floor?
I didn't see anything on the floor.
Okay, it was
only
on the
pillow.
Okay.
And I burned the pillow in the fireplace.
Was it out of the house or in the backyard?
No, in the house.
Okay. So when did he tell you what he did? It had to be the day before that for you to go in there and look.
He told me what he did, but I told him, I said, I don't want to know any details. I don't want to know.
But he did tell you details.
Yeah. Well, I would kind of, over the days, it would drive me crazy and I'd want to know. And I asked him, I said, did she feel it? And he said, no. I said, did she know what you were doing? And he said, no.
And this is Herman telling you this. Your husband, Herman.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I started getting distant from him and he started getting mad at me. I told him, I didn't think you'd do it. I didn't really think you'd ever do it. I said, you always talk, you're such... I didn't think you'd do it. I said, I can't handle it.
It was a hell of a lot more than what you could handle, right? All right, so then what happens?
He just told me to keep my mouth shut. He says, you didn't do anything wrong. I said, yes, I did. He said, no, you didn't. You didn't do anything wrong. I said, you wouldn't have done it if I hadn't said that.
So you're putting all this on your shoulders because you told him that you wanted her dead. You didn't think that he was going to do it. Were you there when he did it?
No.
Let me ask you this. A couple of questions that I have, okay? Because I know that you had to ask these questions, okay? You had to ask these questions. I know that you probably wanted to be distanced from it. But where did he say he took Sunday? Please tell me.
I'm going to tell you what he told me because I told him I don't want to know.
But what did he tell you?
He said, I said, she's not real close, is she? He said, no. I said, she's at least 20 miles away. He said, no. I said, 10 miles away? He said, yes. I think there's a place called Warrior Creek down close to our house. Now, for a while, I thought she was in the water and that's where it was at. Now, I'm not exactly positive where Warrior Creek is, but someplace they all know.
Why do you say Warrior Creek? Tell me why you say that. Something's got to...
Sunshine told me that one of the psychics said to go to Omega, and she was telling me different.
Watch the sequence. Ruby has just described a murder, shot in the head on a couch, stabbed in the heart, hidden in a bedroom, cleaned with peroxide, buried somewhere off a road called Warrior Creek. And when the agent asks, were you there when he did it, she does not answer.
No, I don't know, he might have, because I don't know where I got that from. But he never told me he took her a specific place. I just had it in my head, because all the talk way before, he said, Gator's a eater, Gator's a eater, Gator's a eater. Nobody ever find her, nobody will miss old junkie.
Let me ask you this. And like I've told you, I've been involved in this case a little bit. And I'm not going to be accusatory to you or anything like that, but I'm going to ask you. Tell me about the meeting that you had with Theo.
When we sat down at the hamburger place and talked, he had told me once before, and I knew he was feeling bad about it because we had all talked.
And he told me.
Okay. And I
well, let me back up before we go there, because you just mentioned we've all talked.
Yeah.
Tell me about the hot shot. Remember the hot shot? Remember the hot shot when y'all talked about the hot shot?
No.
This is according to Theo now.
Hot shot.
That she would overdose?
Overdoser? Yeah, okay.
How long before this happened did y'all attempt that?
2 months.
Tell me about that. Tell me what was the deal with that?
Him and her kept going up and down the stairs doing the drugs upstairs in my shop. He was claiming he wasn't doing them. I knew he was.
Who bought the drugs?
I paid for them.
Okay. And how many bags was it?
I don't know. I gave him $60, so it was 3 bags.
Okay, 3 bags. You're exactly right. And that cocaine was to be used for what?
He was going to give it to her.
And that would what to her?
Possibly overdosing.
Okay. Did Theo go by it? Herman go by it? You go by it, or who went and bought it?
Theo and Sunday, or Theo alone. I don't know.
Okay. But he didn't give her the hot shot
No.
because they were all using the drugs.
They were both doing it together.
So tell me about the conversation that y'all had at the hamburger joint.
He was upset because of the pictures. He keeps
10 months before Sunday disappeared, Ruby paid $60 for 3 bags of cocaine. The plan, she says now, was for that cocaine to go into Sunday's arm at a strength that would kill her. It did not work. And 10 months later, when Herman said he could take care of it, Ruby said, hell yeah.
upset because of the pictures. He keeps seeing everywhere. And he said, I didn't expect it to hit me like this, Mom. He says, but I know what happened. And I said, son, I know what you know. I said, and I feel bad too. I said, I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think he'd ever do it. I really didn't. He says, Mom, he says, I don't know if I can look at you. I said, I understand that. I said, but I honestly didn't think Herman would do it. I said, shit. I said, Thea, you've told me yourself you wish the shit she was dead. You told me the sooner the better. He goes, I know, Mom, but I didn't want her dead. Which, I didn't either. I mean, I did, but I didn't.
You did, but you knew that you couldn't handle it, right?
I didn't really want her dead. I wanted her. We'd already tried the growing up and getting better and taking care of it. Everybody's tried it with her. She doesn't get better. She just used Izzy as an excuse. Then she'd go back and do it again. I wanted her to give the rights up to Izzy and leave Izzy alone.
Did you ask her to do that?
Oh, yeah.
What'd she say?
No. And she had told me she was going to put her, if anything ever happened to her, because when she overdosed that night, she had Izzy call me. She was telling Izzy her goodbyes. And when I got home, she goes, I hadn't even put up the papers. She said, I want you and my mom to raise her. And I said, Sunday, I said, you need to stop. You either need to stop or you need to fucking go draw the papers up. I said, because seriously, I said, one day we're going to come home and you're going to be laying here dead.
She was that bad off.
My neighbor came over to help her, tried to offer to carry her because she couldn't walk. And she sat on my front door, puking out the front door while Izzy made fun of her the whole night. Because she had wet herself and she couldn't walk. She was that bad off.
Continue with the conversation between you and Theo at the hamburger joint and what all transpired during all that meeting and stuff.
I told him I did not tell him about the knife because he was upset. He just wanted to make sure she didn't hurt. I said she didn't. And he said, he asked me a question. Did she see it coming or something like that? And I said, I don't think so. I think I told him no, because I was trying to ease his mind. And he said, Mama, one day I want you to tell me everything. And in the back of my mind, I kept thinking about him sticking her in her heart, which meant she wasn't dead whenever he shot her.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I could have told Theo that. But somehow Theo knows it.
Why you say that?
Because he told me that I just missed him something.
Go ahead.
He told me when we were sitting that night in the hallway crying, I told him I was sorry for what I'd done to him. I was sorry for the pain he was feeling. I said I didn't think I was going to ever have to do this. I didn't think he would do it. I said, there's never a time that you think you're going to sit and tell your son you're sorry. I said, but it's done. I said, and if you can't look at me, I can understand that. I said, I just want you to take Izzy and go raise her. And he says, what are you going to do, Mom? I said, well, I feel bad for Herman. I said, because obviously he did this for me. I said, I can't turn him in because Herman loves me. That's why he did it. I said, I'm going to kill myself. And I gave him a ring. And I gave him the keys to my store. And I gave him my debit card. And I gave him my van. And I told him to leave.
What else did you tell me yet?
What else did I tell him? Get the money and the rings.
What was at the flower shop that he went and got?
That gun. I didn't tell him to get that. He wanted that gun.
Ruby has now told her son that Herman killed Sunday because Ruby wanted her dead. She has given her son her rings, her keys, her debit card. She has told him she is going to kill herself. And the language she uses is not, he did this to me. It is, he did this for me, and then That's why I did it.
Sold it, but he always liked it.
He's a crackhead.
Okay, so as time progresses, what happens?
But when they both left to go so I could kill myself, I remembered thinking how bad I felt for what I'd done to Theo. I had a bad relationship with my other son, so it didn't go good well when he died. I remembered I was not going to see Izzy again, so I started chugging tequila, and I was chugging it too. I was going to kill myself, and I swear I don't know. I don't remember sleeping with him. I don't remember spending the night with him.
With
Herman. Herman says he came home and found me in the yard and hugged me and took me to bed and held me all night. I don't remember it because I was wasted. I do remember I took the gun. I didn't know because I'd never used the gun before. And I didn't know if it was on safety or not. And I shot it in the backyard. And I just sat there and held him. I was scared to die. I don't want to die. But I didn't want to live. Because of Izzy, because of Sunday, because of my son.
You got a lot to live for.
No.
You don't believe that, but you do. Ruby, you do.
Do you have kids?
I do.
Can you imagine one of them never being able to look in your face?
I think Theo is changing his attitude about that. Because me and him talked for a long time.
Isabella.
Izzy loves her grandma. And the reason you wanted this done was for her. It doesn't make it right. And understand this. It doesn't make it right, Ruby. But the reason was because this is the way I look at it. You were afraid. You were afraid that she was going to bring danger to the house.
They already had drug dealers coming to the house.
That's what I'm saying. The drug dealers, the dope, the needles, and you were afraid. So yeah, you were pissed. As you said, you were fucking pissed. And I understand that. I can understand it. It doesn't make it right. And yeah, you wanted her dead. You wanted her dead.
Hell, I wanted my husband dead too.
And I can understand all that. What kind of gun did you have at the house?
The one he gave me was a .380.
Is that the one Theo gave you? Herman gave you?
Yeah.
That was for your personal protection before all this happened?
Well, when the other one went missing, that's the one he gave me.
The one that you gave Theo the other day?
Yeah.
So, when he came home and you was in the yard, where was the gun at?
He said I was holding it in my head, but I don't believe it was. I think it was in my lap.
So you were already past that when he got there?
He said I was leaning up against the post. Post, and he thought I was dead.
Okay, now let's transition a bit. Where do we go to from there? I know that you came down here.
Next morning I woke up. I asked him, what the hell, where's my gun? Because I don't know what happened. And he said I'll give it to Jimmy, just my cousin. I said, I wished you wouldn't have done that. He said, I didn't want to lose you. And I got dressed and went to work. And sheriff came and wanted to talk to me, or else called me and wanted to talk to me, or I don't remember. But I went to the sheriff's department. I think they came and got me at the house.
For what?
Because I had tried to kill myself.
So who reported that to them?
Herman.
So who did you talk to? Do you remember?
I know I talked to Jason Barber and Graham Rusk. And I told him I wasn't really going to kill myself. I just wanted to trick Herman into committing suicide.
What about, okay, at that point you go to Greenleaf.
Well, no, they questioned me for a long time there.
Did you tell them everything?
No.
You were still holding stuff inside of it?
Yeah. And from there, they took me to the hospital. I guess they just evaluated me or something, and then they took me to Greenleaf.
And at this point, you still hadn't told them about what Herman had told you about, you know, the shooting and the stabbing and all
I
that?
never told anybody.
When did you say all that?
I talked to Brian about it.
Who's Brian?
The guy I'm living with now.
Okay.
Met him at Greenleaf.
Have you told Mark about it?
No. Well, I did just a few minutes ago in the other room.
Did you tell him everything or just a little piece of it?
No, just a piece of it. Then he got up and left and went somewhere. You're the first person who ever got the whole story.
A weird relationship. Ruby's husband, Herman, killed her stepdaughter, Sunday. Ruby paid for the cocaine that was meant to kill Sunday 10 months earlier. Ruby told Herman, hell yeah, she could handle it. And now Ruby is telling a state investigator that she still cannot picture Herman actually loving the woman he married after killing his own. This is the language Ruby uses to describe her own family. A weird relationship.
Got the whole story. Besides, you know, when I told, well, yeah, you got it all because Theo, I never give him the whole story because I don't want him to. They had a weird relationship. I know he loved her.
He did love her. I saw it in his eyes. And it was a weird relationship. Ruby, I got to know this. Please, if you know where she's at, please tell me.
I would tell you because I saw sunshine and I keep seeing sunshine in my head. She just wants to put her in the ground and I understand that.
And guess who else wants it? Izzy wants it.
But I
And
don't
you know
where
what?
she's at.
You want it too. You want it too. Where would you think she would be at? Because it is so important.
I keep coming up with Warrior Creek, but I don't know if he told me that or if that's just because where the gators are or something. But I don't think she's in the water because one day I asked him something, or he says, as long as they don't find her body, I'm still okay. And I said, I don't want to talk to you because
Did he tell you what he did with the gun or the knife? Can you tell me that?
he broke the gun into pieces and threw it out everywhere.
Okay, what about the knife?
I'm guessing he threw it too, but I don't know.
Did he tell you where he threw it at?
No.
What did he tell you what time of day this happened?
No, but I remember that it was before Izzy got out of school because I always picked her up from school and she wasn't at the shop whenever he came in and told me. So it had to have been in the morning sometime. Or before lunch. Or in that area.
Is everything you telling me the truth? Is everything you telling me the truth? Let me ask you this, and I got to go back to this, and this is going to be hard for you, but we got to make it make sense, okay? You told me, you know, about her hands being swollen and her feet being swollen, and you already talked about the hot shot. Theo was going to give her the hot shot, and you supplied the money, and they'd gone and bought the drugs, and that never worked out. That she just continued to get worse and worse, and it was just getting bad and bad. And you called Herman. And then you skipped.
Well, I didn't call Herman to come home and do anything. I called Herman. We talked all the time because he's a truck driver and he'd get bored.
Now, the one thing I do is talk to people every day.
Mm-hmm.
When you called him, how pissed were you at Sunday at that point? Because I guarantee you had to say something like, I just wish she was dead.
I actually did it. This time I didn't.
What'd
And
you
I honestly think that he had said something once before and I told him he'd said something like probably whenever the last trip he was in before, he was going to handle it. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. I said, no, hell you won't. You are all talk. You need to shut up. Just shut up and quit saying shit like that, because you're not going to do a damn thing, and you know it.
But you kept asking him to do it, and he kept saying, I'll do it, I'll do it.
No, I didn't keep asking him. I mean...
How many times did you ask him?
Once, twice.
How did you tell him how to do it?
I don't know, I probably did. I come up with a lot of different scenarios. I mean, that sounds bad.
No, I understand. I mean, I know you came up with a hot shot. I know that...
Hell, I pictured her coming down the stairs one day, because the stairs at my shop come down real steep and turn. And I knew she was up there shooting up cocaine. She was posted, she'd griped at us and hollered at us about taking her to a job interview. That was her first day on the job. Izzy was sitting on the computer behind me, and I was sitting waiting on her, and she's up there shooting up cocaine.
Or
and
job
when she came, yeah, and when she came down the stairs, I thought, I said, she's going to trip and fall and break her fucking neck. And then she's not going to die. And I thought, I can walk up the stairs and just twist her fucking neck and kill her.
And throw her down the steps.
No, just leave her there where she landed. And I even told her this. I said, you know what? I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do it. I said, I can't look at Sunday's face in it. I remember Sunday when she was 14. I said, I couldn't do it. I said, it's just bullshit. I said, it's all talk. I said, I might talk all this shit. I said, but there's no way in hell I could have done it. He says, I know I couldn't either.
But he did.
But that was weeks later. But I mean, we didn't even discuss it after that, because I knew that day, because I was so freaking mad at her, because I knew she's supposed to be there at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock or whatever time. She had bitched and bitched and bitched and bitched about being there. Izzy had had Student of the Month ceremony right before that. She didn't care, she didn't want to go, and she was mad because I was late picking her up for work. And I thought, well, Sunday, you just bitched me out about getting you to work late, and you're up there for 45 minutes doing what? And she's like, coke. And she gets this bounce when she would talk, when she's heavy. I said, would you please? I said, we gotta go. I said, Izzy's sitting at the computer waiting. I'm sitting here, just sitting at a table waiting for her. We were done. We were sitting, waiting for her. And when she came down those stairs, I just kept thinking she could do it. And I was mad. But I couldn't, even in my mind, go up and imagine doing it to her. And so I just quit mentioning it, because it's bullshit. And I thought, okay, well, that's when all the defects and all this stuff, it's all going to get involved, because I can't do it.
But then they wouldn't do anything, though.
Yeah.
Like you said.
But now, he told me it wasn't over. They were going to investigate it. They said they could not charge her with neglect because I was taking care of Izzy. And I said, well, what am I supposed to do? Ignore Izzy? Put her in harm's way? And they said, well, no, it's still going to be an open account or open case, and they were going to keep investigating it.
Who did Herman tell you helped him?
Nobody.
Because somebody helped him.
This is the second time I heard that. But Herman never told me anybody helped him.
Who would have helped him? Tell me that. Who would have helped him transport her body? Because Herman is not a strong man.
Yeah, I know. Well, yes, he is.
Well,
I mean, to a degree.
To a degree, maybe. Maybe when he beat you up or something. But who would have helped him do this?
Honestly, I can't think of anybody that would have. I really didn't think he had it in him. But now, I did hear today from one of the guys that I'm staying with that it's a girl that looks like me. And I said, well, that's the crack whore he had in the house that night. But, okay, this all gets weird because this is stuff I don't believe in, but, okay, the girl, one of the girls that's staying there at the house with me, she says God's talking to her, and Sunday talked to her. And Sunday believes that I stabbed her. And I said, there's no fucking way. I said, I never was around her. I couldn't have done it. And she says, well, Sunday believes you did. Later on, the guy tells me there's a girl that's got brown hair like you. My hair's not this dark normally. I just colored it.
Mm-hmm.
And she helped him out. And I keep going back to that crack. And she's probably not a crack whore, but I call her a crack whore because when my sister and brother-in-law came down to visit me and Theo. We were in the yard, we were drinking, having a couple of drinks, and we heard the neighbors screaming and hollering. And I said, well, let's ride over there and tell them to shut the hell up. We rode over there. They're beating the hell out of Herman. That's what happened to his eye.
This was after all this happened.
Yeah. And I said, what the hell's going on? And I pushed him into the van, or the car with my brother-in-law, or my sister was driving. Me and my brother-in-law walked home. There was 2 guys and a girl there, 2 girls. The girl had been smoking crack with Herman. He would not leave without her, so he pulled her into his lap. They went home. I talked to everybody there. I said, what's going on? Why y'all? What's going on? They said that Herman and this girl had gone off and bought $400 worth of crack. Next morning I looked at my account, $400 was out. So when I
smoked.
Yeah, and seriously, never knew he did it. Did not know he was smoking crack. I knew he was getting coke here and there, but I did not know he was doing crack. Well, him and this girl, she's in my bathroom, he's in the bathtub with his face all pounded in. She's going through his pants pocket. And I thought it was odd because I don't really know her. I met her, she showed up in Omega when we were doing the search. She showed up there that one day.
You think she helped him? Or do you know she helped him?
No, it's just kind of making sense that she might have. Because I don't know anybody helped him. I didn't know anybody was involved, period.
But you didn't help?
There it is. I did not help. Ruby has just told a state investigator, for the record, that she was not there, and she did not help. And the man she is protecting is currently telling other people that Ruby is going to be, quote, a dead, just like the other dead.
All right, let's go in here and iron out some things. All right, I want to go back to a few things. When Herman comes to the flower shop on the 22nd, tell me again what he said.
He said, do you still think you could handle it if she was gone? And I said, yes. And he said, it's done.
All right. So when does he tell you what he did to her?
I told him I don't want to know. I remember that. I don't remember.
Y'all were still at the flower shop when he said, I don't want to know what happened.
Well, no, we were still at the flower shop. I told him bullshit. And he said he had to go. He had some stuff he had to take care of, which I guess clean up.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, I'll call you later. And I don't remember exactly when he told me, because all of it's been
Running together. Roughly, when did he tell you? That day?
a day,
A day?
maybe 2 days.
Okay.
And one, I'd sit at the couch because it would nag at my mind, and I'd ask him, and he'd say, well, you didn't want to know. And I'm like, but there's certain things I need to know.
Okay.
You know, because I wanted to know if she asked about Izzy. I wanted to know if she hurt. And things, yeah, I don't want to know the details because I don't want to picture it.
So again, what did he tell you happened?
That when he told me how,
Mm-hmm.
he said he shot her on the head on the
Okay.
couch.
She was on the couch. Shot her in the head. And then what happened?
He left, and when he came back, she wasn't dead yet, and he stuck her in the heart twice. Or if somebody else told me twice, he didn't. He said he stuck it in and he stirred it. And I remember it because he said the word stirred. And I said, I don't want to know that, I don't want to know that, I don't want to know that. I said, how in the fuck?
All right. Now, and then what did he say he did?
He took her somewhere. But
What-
he didn't say he took her somewhere. He said, he said, she's heavier than I thought. But I mean, I knew he took her somewhere, but I don't think he told me I'm taking her somewhere.
Where did he tell you he took her to?
He didn't tell me he took her any particular place because I told him I don't want to know.
Okay.
I don't want to know. At some point in all of this, Warrior Creek is in my mind.
Okay. Why do you think it's in your mind?
I don't know, but I mean, it could
Let's
be he
think.
said it. I'm trying real hard. I
know it.
He could have said it. It could be just because I know that there's skaters down there. When the psychics were saying stuff about going towards Omega, somebody else said something about Cook County, and he said, "Fine, you can take them towards Cook County." And I'm like, "I'm take them wherever they want to go." But I honestly don't remember why, how Warriors Creek is in my head, but it just is.
And where does his mama live at?
Lake Larry. 12 Bannister Road, Lake Larry.
But did you mention something about he went out that close to where his mama's at?
That's where he was staying. She lived probably 2 blocks from us.
Okay.
He said that it was at least 10 miles from us.
How did he say the blood got in her bedroom?
When he took her, after he shot her in the head, he took her in the bedroom so if anybody came over or anything, they wouldn't see anything. And that's when he came to the shop and told me, "Do you think you can handle it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he says, "Well, it's done." And I didn't believe him. And when he went back, he said that's when he, her heart. But he had laid her in the bedroom so nobody would walk in and see her.
Was there any blood on the couch?
No.
No blood on the couch?
No. But there was 2 big giant bottles of peroxide, and he said he'd cleaned it up as good as he could.
On the couch or in the bedroom?
But I never saw any blood on the couch at all. But I remember I covered the couch up after that because I couldn't stand looking at it.
So was there blood on the couch?
No, never saw any, never. And I tipped it upside down to look at it. There was never any blood on the couch. The only place I saw blood was on that pillow. Until I went in yesterday and I saw the luminol stains on the house. I see a smear outside the bathroom door that I didn't really ever notice before. And I just kind of imagined that being her hand. But I didn't notice that before. I did not notice it the night me and Thea were sitting there talking.
Now let me ask you this. Since I've walked out, you've had time to think. Have you told me everything?
Yeah.
That you know
I've
of?
decided that even if I get in trouble, I don't care. Because I've told you the truth. Because I don't want... I've already got... I don't know how to explain it, but it's in me. And I live with it. And no, I was not there. No, I did not do it. And no, I didn't believe you'd do it. And I'm still feel just as guilty.
But this is the question I got. After he told you, because some things have changed a little bit, after he told you at the flower shop, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
It's done.
Uh-huh.
Did you go back to the house at that point?
No.
Did you ever see Sunday?
After that, no.
Did you see her when she was injured?
No.
How can we get Herman to tell us about this? You tell me that. How can we get Herman to tell us about this?
He has already called me and told me, "Your motherfucking son snitched." And he cussed me for telling my son. And I said, "Herman, you were so screwed up those last couple of days. You told all kind of people everything." Which he did. Little bits and pieces he would tell people. Because he was doing so many drugs.
Who did he tell? Who all did he tell?
The people I'm staying with swear, no. Not Robert Mixon. I don't know how much of him I believe. But he described that to me.
Describe what?
The shot, they said that she was shot here and that she was stabbed here twice. Okay. He says that as Herman was walking out of the shop the other day, he hollered back at me that I was going to be a D bitch just like the other D bitch. And D bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, I don't know if these guys are making this up, trying to scare me, or if he has said something. I know Herman has talked to them off on the side to tell them, you know, to keep an eye out for me because I'm a good girl and all this crap. And I just... He said things. When Theo went to visit Herman's mother, Dottie, because Theo loves everybody, he went to see Dottie. She told him to stay away from Herman because whatever he did or whatever happened is going to come down. And that's when he came to me about it. That's when Theo came to me about it. And I said, Dottie told you that? And he says, yes. He said, she knows he's acting weird too. She's kicked him out of her house. Now, I don't know whether she'll talk to him or not because that's his mom.
Who's he living with?
He told me he was living in his truck. That he wanted me to hurry up and get my stuff out of it so that he can move in there, but I can't.
Your stuff out of your house?
Well, it's a rental place, but I mean, I have a hard time going down there. I've gone a couple of times to get some clothes.
What all did y'all burn at the house?
The only thing I burned was that pillow and that pillowcase. I know that there is a tire in the back fire pit, and they asked me about it. I burned stems from my flower shop and paperwork from my flower shop in that pit. He probably burned plastic or blanket or whatever he wrapped her up in.
Did he tell you he did that? What did he tell you?
They burned it with a tire.
What did he say he burnt, though?
He didn't say. I think it was plastic, but I don't. A sheet, because he asked me to get rid of the rest of the sheet set. And I said, there's not another rest of the sheet set, because it was only one piece of the sheet set. She used this one particular sheet.
And where did he tell you what gun did he say he used?
He didn't tell me what gun.
Which one do you think he would have used? I mean, you know what he's got.
No, I didn't know what he's got. I know he keeps a little one. I don't know about guns. It's a barrel about that long, and it cocks down like a shotgun. And the things are on top and on bottom. There's two holes. He's got one of those. He's got the .380. He's got his dad's .22 revolver. I didn't know he had a Glock 9 until the other day when he pulled it out of the back of his thing. And then he's got 3 rifles, and I think that's all. But I don't know because he said he keeps one in his truck, in his semi-truck.
So tell me how we can prove that Herman did this.
Make him take the lie detector test.
He has.
Now, did he fail it like crazy? Even worse than me?
I haven't given you one.
But I mean, I don't know. I would love to know certain things, but I don't want to know certain things. You know what I mean?
Well,
I want to know where Sunday's at because I know what her family's going through. I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her. But I'd like to know that she would.
I don't want you to see Sunday right now. Because Sunday's not Sunday anymore. There's no way. Let me ask you this. Why did you not provide this information at the onset?
Herman's beat me a lot of times. And part of me felt guilty because I had said it. So I figured he did it for me. But Herman's beat me. He's hit me in the face with a pistol. He crushed this here. And there's still charges out there now for him under domestic violence on me.
Tips?
Yeah.
Still not saying a warrant?
I don't know if it's a warrant or what, but he was supposed to have gone to court on it. He never went to court on it or anything. The time he beat me, he even turned himself in. He just kind of crushed the whole side of my face. He just went crazy and pounded. In fact, he did that in the room that was Sundays. Because back then nobody was living with us, and he kept bugging me, and I told him I was going to leave him. And I went in the bedroom and laid back there so he'd shut up, and he came back and just went crazy and just pounded the side of my face in. And I said, that's fucking awesome. And I walked out, and I went in the shop and locked myself in the shop, and he went to the sheriff's department and turned himself in. And they sent 911 out looking for me because they didn't know where I was at.
Let me ask you this, Ruby.
Ruby is now describing the man she says killed her stepdaughter as the same man who once pistol whipped her in a bedroom. The same man she is protecting. The same man she says did it for her. The pattern of every abusive relationship is inside this room right now. And the agent is watching Ruby loop through it in real time.
I've asked you a lot of questions. Is there something that I have not asked you concerning Sunday that's important to this case, that you know is important to this case? Is there anything that we need to go get right now? Anything that we need to do right this minute that you can say, Sean, y'all never asked me this question, but this is it. This is what you got to do. This is what's happening. You're trying to make wrongs right, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything out there?
Not that I think of.
What all has Theo told you on the phone here recently?
He told me that he's talked to y'all. He told him that he's told the truth. And
he told us all this?
Yeah. He told me he did. I know my son's a liar.
I'm sorry.
I love him.
I'm sorry, not Theo. Herman.
Yeah,
Theo's told me the truth.
Okay. Okay, let's bounce back because he is a liar a little bit. He's my son.
I know.
But Herman, the only time he talks about it at all is a few phone calls he's ranted and raged. I've been avoiding him. I stay away from him. Unless somebody's with me, I don't go near him.
What does he say on the phone?
Well, one time he picked up the phone and he said, "This is not for you, Ruby," so just ignore it. And then he just started ranting, "All you cocksucking motherfucking GBI, FBI, whatever the fuck, is bugging my house." And he just cuss and rant and rave. He used to do that to me, but this time it was y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about the fucking Blomberghs taking his baby from him. And he just would rant. And I think he was on drugs. He had to have been on drugs because he would go back and forth between telling me, "Watch what you say because the phones are being bugged," to specifically speaking to you guys through whatever's bugging him. And I thought he was just being paranoid about being bugged.
Bugs.
So he's just being paranoid. I wish y'all were bugging him because he says some stupid shit. I gave Mark. He's been calling me all day today.
What's he been wanting?
I ain't answered the phone.
Have you checked the messages?
Yes, Mark's got them recorded.
What's he saying?
I had called him. Our fight the last couple of weeks is that because I'm avoiding him, he's trying to close my shop down. He's taking all the money out of my business account, and he's screwing me over. And I called him and I told him, I said, I'm going to work. I don't want you around my store. I want you and your mom to stay away from there. And he says, not until I get what I want. He says, because I have a settlement coming in from my neck. He wants half of it. He's been talking about that for so long. I told him he could have it all and stuff it up his ass. He said, when we get this settled out, I'll sign the papers and I'll take my name completely off and then I'll leave you alone. I said, okay. I called my lawyer. His dad died the day before yesterday, so I can't get him out. But I was going to get divorced, get from him, and just make him go away, leave me alone. He said that he would not have done all of this to me, taking the money from me and having my van repossessed and all that, if I had kept in contact with him. That he was scared because he didn't know what I was out here doing. He didn't know if I was going crazy. He didn't know if I was handling it wrong or if I was trying to turn him in. He didn't know what was going on. And as long as I kept in contact with him, everything would be all right. Which, we still have screaming matches at the shop, and he brings his witnesses, and I keep mine there. But he came in the other day, and he just broke down, and he hugged me, almost choked me to death, but I was going to pass out. I told him to. And he was crying. And I said, what is going on? And he said, your son told him everything. And I let him finish crying, and he left, and I went in the back, and I told the people that were with me, I said, I'm so glad this is over. If I knew, first I can't get my head around somebody that would help him do this, because most of his family and friends have been telling me for months to leave him because he's crazy. I can't imagine any of them that would be on that crazy side with him. I really can't, or I'd tell you.
What about that 22 that you gave Thea? Why was it in the air conditioning duct?
That was a bad thing. It was a bad move. That was stupid. But when the 22 went missing, I thought somebody stole it. And I called the police, and I was mad as hell. And I told them. And she was upstairs shooting up cocaine when it happened. Her and Thea both were. And I said, I called the police, and they came out and they wanted to do a report. And I said, I know good and damn well she stole it, because we keep it in a specific spot at the store, and it wasn't there. And probably 3 weeks later, Theo found it, and he goes, Mom, here's that gun. I said, oh shit. He goes, well, don't say anything. He says, just give it to me. He said, this way, leave it out there, and then whenever we take Sunday to court for custody, he said, it'll still look like it's on her record for stealing the gun. That was an absolute bullshit amateur thing, and I did that. I mean, it was his idea, but I did it. But it just sat in that damn air conditioning vent because I didn't want anybody else to walk across it after I reported it stolen.
Did y'all get insurance for it? Didn't file insurance with it?
It's in Herman's name. It's probably like a $100 gun.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a notebook. I'm gonna let you write what you told. I'm gonna let you write what you told me. I want you to take your time, and I want you to put everything. If she pissed you off, I want you to put it in there. I want you to live it like you were just a few minutes ago with me, okay? Because she pissed you off. Everything that Herman told you, and anything that you forgot to tell me. If you forgot to tell me something, put it in there, okay? Because if we get to that, and I asked, did you tell me everything? And I see that you didn't, then I'm not going to like it, okay? And that's for you, that's not for me, okay? Let me get a notebook now.
Can we have another cigarette?
I don't have a cigarette. And the girl that had them is gone. Yeah. So, I got a dip.
Yeah. Can I call somebody?
Who you need to call?
Brian, then we'll bring me a cigarette.
You gonna call you?
Ruby Evans got up from that chair and walked out of the room to write it all down. Sunday Blombergh's body has never been found. Herman Evans and Ruby Evans were both charged in connection with Sunday's disappearance and death. Ruby Evans entered an Alford plea and was sentenced. Herman Evans stood trial. The little girl, Izzy, the reason Ruby said the whole thing started, was raised by family. And somewhere within 10 miles of a house on Bemis Road, near a place a woman couldn't quite name but couldn't stop mentioning, Warrior Creek, Sunday Blombergh is still missing. If this kind of analysis is what you're looking for, subscribing means you'll see the next one.